We all say we want to be happy. Yet, when real, lasting happiness finally presents itself in our lives, a strange thing happens. We pull back. We hesitate. We find reasons to push it away. That hesitation isn't an accident. It's a sabotage campaign run by the lower self. This is the part of your mind that constantly generates excuses to dodge the hard work of inner improvement. Its favorite tactic is a lie about time. The lower self will convince you that looking inward is a luxury you cannot afford, an extra chore that will drain the energy you desperately need for your career, your finances, and your daily survival. So we settle for a comfortable compromise. We tell ourselves that simply being a decent person, paying our taxes, keeping out of trouble, and not obviously harming anyone is enough to fulfill our life's purpose. But the subconscious mind can detect the fear in others as clearly as a physical scent. Even if you never say a harsh word, your unexamined anxieties send out a constant negative radiation. Others react to this signal by instinctively raising their own defenses, creating a hard wall that blocks the divine aspects of both souls from reaching one another. By leaving these fears unaddressed, we lose the capacity to offer genuine love or understanding. We may refrain from obvious bad deeds, but our internal blindness creates a vacuum where empathy should be, leaving our community deprived of the light we were meant to provide. To stop this invisible spread, you must treat your inner life like a crime scene. You must become an objective detective of your own thoughts. The investigation begins with a physical action. Sit down and write out a comprehensive inventory of your flaws, your fears, and your defensive habits. Keeping these thoughts swirling in your head allows your ego to soften them. Putting them on paper in stark black and white forces a strict level of detachment. It strips away the comforting illusions you normally use to justify your behavior. Once you've exhausted your own list, you reach the hardest part of the audit. You have to swallow your pride, go to someone who knows you well, and ask them for a brutally honest critique of your character. This requirement rests on the law of brotherhood. Spiritual and psychological truths are locked behind a door that only opens when we connect with another soul. Isolation only keeps the vacuum of self-deception intact. This diagram maps out why you need help. Every individual's field of vision contains a structural blind spot when pointed at themselves. You require a second perspective to intersect your awareness and illuminate the parts of your character physically impossible to see alone. Objective self-truth relies on external calibration. We cannot accurately map our own shadow while standing entirely within it. Now, the moment your friend actually delivers that unpleasant truth, you are going to experience an intense, visceral reaction. This is your lower self taking the hit. It floods your mind with a deep sense of injustice and scrambles to reject everything the other person just said, using vanity as a shield against the truth. When this happens, do not fight back. Instead, step back. Watch this internal panic as if you were surveilling a suspect. Your goal is to create a distinct distance between the real you and your bruised ego. You can even gently humor this vanity. Treat it like an overreacting child rather than engaging it in a deadly serious debate over who is right. Simply observing the ego without judgment neutralizes it. It disarms the defensive mechanism that keeps us locked in the same cyclical problems year after year. Once you start recognizing and untangling these internal emotional knots, the chronic problems in your external life naturally dissolve through the law of cause and effect. But people resist this step because they worry that dropping their defenses and accepting criticism will turn them into a weak, passive doormat. True meekness acts as an internal anchor, providing strength to fight without the gravitational pull of pride warping the situation. Remove the ego, and judgment becomes clear. You stand against evil because the principle is right, not because your feelings were hurt. Ultimately, universal justice evaluates you based purely on the effort put into overcoming this lower self. Your progress is measured by your willingness to look at your own faults, regardless of your philosophical or religious labels. This self-investigation is the ground you walk on, the foundation of everything else you do. Repairing these inner errors frees up the life force that was previously blocked, allowing you to finally experience the world with a new vitality and a genuine, lasting capacity for joy.